Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is Friday, May 29th. We're getting ready to get into the weekend here. Of course, one last work day before that weekend arrives. This is looking at a time lapse from our Divine Sky Cam, and you can see some of the clear skies we did see to start off the day yesterday. But then we started to see more clouds. And yesterday was one of those days where, especially in the morning, I said, don't let the morning sunshine and the morning blue skies fool you, because we do have more rain working its way back in the forecast. And it eventually did, but it took a while to get here, right? Throughout the day, we started to see those clouds on the increase. There were some very strong thunderstorms over southern Oregon. Those worked their way into California, not as strong. We saw lightning strikes, we saw thunderstorms, but no severe thunderstorms. And then eventually those clouds got dark enough, and you can see just how ominous they were getting later on in the day. As we kind of look northward, as those showers kind of move in closer, and you can even see some of the rain falling from those clouds as well. And eventually into the evening and overnight hours, we saw some of that rain moving on in. Now this morning, it's fairly overcast. It's a little drizzly out there this morning. I know my dog was just kind of hanging out outside. It doesn't look like it's raining, but her fur just has a little bit of coat of water on her because it's kind of drizzly out there this morning. And as you're heading off to work this morning, you may need that intermittent windshield wiper on, because still raining just a tad. Lake Shastina, of course, we can't see the mountain. Again, kind of covered in those low clouds, and most likely seeing some showers up into Siskiyou County as well. In fact, let's take a look at Krueger's QuickCast. And we're going to, actually before we get to that, we're going to take a look at Harbor District in Crescent City, and also showing that we are seeing the overcast skies there, some of those low clouds. Now, your Krueger's QuickCast for your Friday, May 29th. So we start off with the radar from last night. You can see the rain that was pretty steady last night for the valley. That has shifted eastward. We are seeing a few showers. If you look at that near Doris, the showers there, we were looking at our Lake Shastina Golf Resort Sky Cam, sponsored by Elwood Ranch. There you can see that we are seeing some of those showers in that area. Of course, that supports those low clouds that we're seeing. This is all going to be pretty much dissipating, but take a look at the rainfall totals the last 3 days. What you'll notice is the line where you're seeing the heaviest rainfall. It's right down the center of NorCal, right? So you've got Siskiyou, eastern Siskiyou County, the valley, east of the valley. You go to the outer perimeters of that, not nearly as much rainfall, right? You can see only a few hundreds for the most part for the North Coast. There were a few spots, for example, around Eureka the last 3 days, you'd see about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. Look at that. Look at Redding out at the airport, 0.84. About 1/2 an inch on average, though, for the valley at least. Look at Mount Shasta City, 2.14 inches of rain. So again, some very impressive amounts of rainfall in some areas. Temperatures right now still quite cool out there, mid-50s, mid to upper 50s for the valley, 40s and 50s for the higher elevations. And here's a look at your skeeter meter for this week. On a scale of 0 to 5, at 2.5, it's kind of halfway there. Now, some of the things that the Shasta Mosquito and Vector Control Office tells you to do to kind of help prevent you from getting and making your yard a breeding grounds for mosquitoes. A lot of times the covers on your boats and RVs and cars, they can have ponding water, especially after rain that we've seen. So think about the rain that we've seen this week. As things dry out, there are going to be things out there on your property that are collecting water. Tree holes in low-lying areas, rain gutters, yard drains and French drains, street gutters and potholes, just to name a few. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about mosquitoes in your area, you can call the number on your screen. All right, let's take a look at your forecast here out the door this morning. Going for that morning walk? Well, a little overcast, a little drizzly. Better chances for showers off to the north and east of the valley, but as we saw on the radar, that's pretty much dissipating, at least the measurable rainfall. The main area of low pressure responsible for all of this, it's moving out. And as a result, things will start to dry out as well. Look at the severe outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. No green on the map, indicating really the chances for thunderstorms are very, very slim. But we are still seeing some of those sprinkles and very light showers that we're seeing not only this morning, but even through the afternoon. It's going to be mostly cloudy. There will be some breaks in the clouds, I think, especially later on today. But if you see a stray shower, a stray sprinkle, off chance for a thunderstorm, don't be surprised. But again, mainly just a sprinkle in light shower. Across the board, valley, right? Mountains, coast, inland. There is your forecast for today. Another mild, coolish day, depending on where you are. Mid-70s for the valley. 50s for many of the higher elevations, although in Trinity County inland, low to mid-70s. And then right around 60, give or take, for the coast. And for tonight, it's going to be in the mid to upper 50s for the valley, 40s for the mountains, mid to upper 40s for the coast, and there's your 7-day forecast for Redding. And really the valley in general. You see how the temperatures are slowly increasing. Tomorrow is what I'm going to call the transition day. Still kind of the overcast, drizzly, a little wet out there today, right? Tomorrow, we're drying out. There'll still be some clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy, but temperatures are starting to warm up, but not quite to the extent that we're going to see for next week. Low to mid-90s through next week for the valley. The coast, I think you'll be dry. Inland areas, maybe a passing sprinkle light shower, as well as Trinity County today. Transition day tomorrow, warming up for next week. For Siskiyou County, passing sprinkle, light shower. We're seeing that this morning, as well as Modoc County and the Eastern Mountains in Susanville. I've got lightning strikes there. Don't be concerned about that. If you're going in that area, if you're going to be in Lassen, Modoc, Plumas counties, do know, yes, there could be a stray shower or thunderstorm on Saturday afternoon. So if you're going on a hike, hunting, whatever it is you do, whatever you're going to be doing out there, don't cancel the plans, but maybe bring a poncho, something to keep you dry, just in case one of those stray showers moves over you. Then by Sunday, you're dry. We're dry and warmer going through next week. All right, we're going to take a look at our camera right now, looking at our Divine Sky camera, checking in with some of you this morning as well. This is Jackie saying good morning from Trinidad. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Yeah, the weekend's almost here. Good wet morning. Enjoy your weekend. That's coming in from Catherine Schmidt. Well, thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Jackie, for checking in this morning. Say hello if you feel like it, if you're on Facebook or even on YouTube. Check it out. Lake Shastina Golf Resort up in Siskiyou County. This camera is sponsored by Elwood Ranch. You can see the clouds that we do have still. I tell you what, though, when those clouds part ways, it's going to be a gorgeous sight of Mount Shasta because it got some snow over the last few days, without a doubt. So a lot of those bare spots that we've seen the last several weeks, those are going to be covered in snow. So you get a nice little white mountain there. Soda Ridge, well, not much going on. We can't see much, right? The low clouds. We did see snow in Lassen Park earlier this week on the ground and on the trees. But yeah, things have warmed up and we're not seeing that anymore. Not the greatest image. We just happen to get into where it's over there, wherever it may be, but nothing spectacular. Main Street Chico still looks a little wet on those roadways this morning. You can see Crescent City, Harbor District. You've got the low clouds, maybe some drizzle along the coast as well, but again, not much in the way of measurable rainfall. Bald Hill West, we don't have the low clouds, just the clouds overhead. Maybe a little bit of drizzle out there as well this morning. Take you out to Fort Jones, looking at Scott Valley in Siskiyou County. Yeah, maybe a little bit of drizzle, a little bit of light shower activity. All right, as you know, we got to have sponsors in order for this to exist. I got to pay the bills, folks. We got to keep this operation running. The weather computer that I use, it's not cheap, folks. We got to get that paid for. So without our sponsors, this would all not be possible. I want to thank Wind Rivers Resort and Casino for their support. Hey, by the way, they got a lot of great events going on. I mean, they've got that event center and the works. So they've got a website, like any other business, right? And you just go to windriver.com, click on the entertainment section where it says entertainment in the upper portion there, and you can see what's going on. They got all kinds of great things going on. Their next event, of course, is the 12th annual Bacon and Brew Fest. If you're a big Tracy Lawrence fan, yeah, tickets are on sale. June 22nd. They're not on sale just yet because Saturday, September 5th is the show, but you'll be able to get tickets for Tracy Lawrence June 22nd, so as we go into next month. All right, once again, I want to thank Wind River Resort and Casino for their support. Let's get into those weather headlines. Cool and unsettled through Saturday. Yeah, we still are in that transition day tomorrow. Thunderstorm chances are diminishing as we speak. Dry and warmer this weekend and more summer-like going into next week. All right, here's a look at your deeper dive forecast. Let's start off with, how about the current temperatures? And what we got here, mid to upper 50s for the valley, 40s for most of the higher elevations, although Wairika about 51, 50 in Weaverville, 52 for Hay Fork, and right around 50 degrees, give or take, for Crescent City and Eureka. I was talking about this a little bit earlier, if you didn't see the Krueger's Quickcast, but one of the things I wanted to point out is that it was the last 2 days that we really saw the bulk of the rain that you're seeing here. And it was the last 2 days that the path of the storms basically went right about here, at least the bulk of the rainfall, the heaviest rainfall, right down the center of the North State. Now, east of that, you go into the foothills here, you can see some heavier rainfall there. Less rain to the east and much less rain to the west. Look at the coast. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall in most cases. That's not normal, but because of the nature of this storm, that is, the area of low pressure was down to our south. We saw the flow around that area of low pressure, and it was the flow and the positioning of that low that was the key to who saw the most amount of rainfall. And because that low pressure was just far enough to the east, it kept a lot of that rain from moving into the north coast. The bulk of that rain again in the center here, and then we saw less rainfall, although Altura is not bad either, 1.29. Radar right now, well, you can see last night, where was all the heavier rainfall? All right here. It has shifted off to the east and dissipated now as it's moved eastward. Still a few light showers off into northern Siskiyou County this morning. The center of the low now is right about over southern Nevada right now, and it will continue to slowly move to the north and east over the next 24, 48 hours. It will have a little bit of an influence on our weather today. We're still seeing some clouds left over. At this point, the air is very saturated, and the air is still quite cool. So it's going to be hard for these clouds to dissipate this morning, and that's why we got the overcast skies. And even though the radar is not picking up on any rainfall, we're still seeing some of the drizzle, a little bit of light rain, and that's what's going to be the case. So, it's just going to, you walk outside, you can kind of feel that cool nip in the air, and it might be a little drizzly out there. All right, so that's what you got going on this morning. Now, I do anticipate that eventually, though, we will see some breaks in the clouds, but still a chance for some passing sprinkles and light showers throughout the day today. So, Storm Prediction Center, look at that. No green on the map. No chances for thunderstorms, at least according to the Storm Prediction Center. I agree with that. I don't think we're going to see any. But tomorrow, I've been talking about this week, that the potential for some what we call convective thunderstorms or showers are a very good possibility east of the valley, including Modoc County. What are convective showers? Well, think of the daytime heat that you see. It heats the surface. That heat then rises into the cooler air aloft. Clouds condense. We start to see condensation. Clouds form. And we start to see eventually those clouds get oversaturated. We see showers and possible thunderstorms developing. And that's where we're going to see it, especially Lassen and Plumas counties. But I think even northern or north of that into Modoc County, we could see some activity as well. We'll get into that here in a second. But again, let's take you through the rest of the day today. There's the afternoon. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies. So yeah, we'll see some breaks in the clouds, but still some clouds out there. You see that? I see little spots of green. That's the passing sprinkles and light showers I was talking about. That's gone by tonight and tomorrow. Now, as we go into tomorrow, there it is. See that? Now, the thing is, most likely these won't develop into thunderstorms, but if you have outdoor plans in Modoc County, Lassen, Plumas counties, bring a poncho. Bring something that'll keep you dry just in case. But most likely you'll make it through the day tomorrow without seeing a drop of rain. Okay? So just wanted you to be aware of that, though, and don't be surprised if you see a few lightning strikes off to the east as well. Otherwise, it's dry for everybody else, and the transition day, because now we're starting to see warmer temperatures, dry for everybody by Sunday. Maybe a little bit of activity out there near the Tahoe region. And then on Monday, we're dry as well. And we're going to keep that dry trend through the extended period. There you can see drier than normal conditions are being predicted by the Climate Prediction Center. Temperatures, yeah, the warmer weather is returning. This right here is the area of low pressure that has been impacting our weather. It's the source of the rain, the thunderstorms that we've seen the last few days. Look where it is now. Remember I was mentioning over southern Nevada. Look where it's going. It's moving on out of here. And what's going to replace it? See that? See these warmer orange colors? That's warmer air. Now another thing to watch is this pattern. It may change as we get closer to next week, but cooler air over the Gulf of Alaska, warmer air over the eastern Pacific. This ridge, it wants to build in and give us really hot temperatures. In fact, you know, a lot of times when you see that big arc, we're not seeing that right now. That big arc is the reason why we would be looking at, if this were to build that strong, we'd be talking about triple-digit heat without a doubt. But thanks to this is flattening out that ridge, preventing that from happening. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still going to be warm out there. We're talking low to mid-90s through next week, but at least it's not going to be triple digits, right? All right, Climate Prediction Center is putting us in that warmer than normal category. No big surprises there. So there's a 10-day trend. So again, thanks to that low pressure system that is going to kind of hang out and hover over the Gulf of Alaska, it's going to flatten out the ridge, flatten our temperatures as well. Keep them generally in the low to mid-90s through next week. And then we see a little dip in our temperatures going into that next weekend. Lake levels, yes, we're still seeing them drop. That's to be expected. We may see some rises in elevation, especially with all the rain, the runoff that we're getting from the rain. We'll see. But still some minor drops in elevation, but still over 100% of that historical average. Wave heights are still a little bit of an issue, folks. If you have to be on a small boat, just take note of that. There is a small craft advisory that has been issued, but won't take effect until this evening, tonight, and into tomorrow. The wind's not that strong now, but they will eventually get up to the north at about 15 to 20 knots. Wave's not that bad either, but they will eventually go from the northwest at 8 feet at about 15 seconds. All right, so here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored by Dignity Health and Grange Co-op. So for Trinity County, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast because, again, if you see a passing sprinkle light shower today, yeah, it could happen. But Saturday you're dry, Sunday you're dry, we're warming up for next week. Same story for the North Coast. Passing sprinkle, light shower here and there, but dry. Especially for the inland areas, I think slimmer chances. Although we are seeing the low clouds, maybe some drizzle along the coast here this morning in particular. Siskiyou County, passing sprinkle, maybe a light shower today. Tomorrow, just partly cloudy. I think it'll be dry tomorrow. And then dry and warmer for next week. Modoc County, a little bit of a different story, right? So maybe a passing shower, sprinkle today. Tomorrow, still some clouds. Maybe a passing shower as well Saturday afternoon, but dry by Sunday, warmer next week. Same exact story for the Eastern Mountains. And when I say Eastern Mountains in particular, Lassen and Plumas counties. As you start heading into eastern Shasta, eastern Tehama, probably not, but you could see that chance for a thunderstorm. Now, again, don't be put off by that. But I just want you to be aware, and I don't want you to be surprised should you hear some rumbles of thunder on Saturday. Then by Sunday, you're dry and warmer through next week. For the valley, yeah, not a bad day out there today. Starting off with some low clouds, a little bit of drizzle, some light showers, and maybe a passing sprinkle or a light shower this afternoon, but generally in the mid-70s for your highs today. Warming up a little bit on Saturday, even more so on Sunday, and even more by the time we get into next week, mid-90s. 74 degrees for Redding, 75 in Anderson, 74 out in Palisadro, 67 degrees for Lakehead. All right, here's your 7-day forecast for Redding. 89 degrees on Sunday, low to mid-90s through next week. Oh yeah, it's warming up. But again, the silver lining is the fact that we do have that cooler air over the Gulf of Alaska, and that is preventing us from really warming up significantly. It's preventing us from seeing some triple digits in the forecast for sure. So that is awesome, awesome news. Who's checking in this morning? We got Susan Mitchell saying good morning from Palm Coast, Florida. Hey, I don't know exactly where Palm Coast is, but I've got a friend of mine. Here we go. There she is. From Palm. I've got a friend of mine. Panhandle weather. Check it out. Florida Panhandle weather. Let me see if I can remember. See if I can pick that up here. We'll show you here. Panhandle weather. Oops. What? Oh, I got in the wrong keyboard. Panhandleweather.com. Yeah, panhandleweather.com right here. So, Susan, I don't know if that's the Panhandle or not, but I've got a friend of mine who's in my national weather group. What am I doing here? There we go. There it is. So Panhandle weather. Look at that. There he is. Chris, buddy Chris. So these guys are on the coast, and excuse me, on in the Panhandle of Florida, and they do exactly what I do. They provide weather digitally on the internet. They used to be in TV. They saw what was coming, and they, just like me, started a digital weather channel. So be sure to check them out if they are indeed in your area. We've also got, who else do we got this morning? Donna saying, morning. Well, good morning to you. Thanks for checking in this morning. Well, it's Friday, folks. Key today is just it's going to be cooler out there. A little drizzly out there this morning. Oh, she's saying upper state. What am I doing here? I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Upper state. Okay. All right. Excellent. Then we got Krista saying, go to lunch at Divine for my birthday. How will the weather be on the patio? Beautiful. I mean, it'll be nice. It's not going to be raining. It might be a little chilly. So maybe bring a little extra layer just in case it's a little, it might be a little breezy, a little cool breeze. So maybe bring something to kind of keep you warm, but maybe a layer that you can take off just in case it warms up. But yeah, it should be beautiful. Oh, Divine. My favorite, even though, you know, it's the pesto, the chicken pesto. My goodness. And anyone I've talked to who's had it as well, they agree. The best pesto sauce they have ever had. Bar none. That's my favorite. That's my recommendation. That's what I say. Well, happy birthday to you, Chris. Well, yesterday was mine. I didn't realize our birthdays were so close together. Maybe it's today. I don't know. Is that your birthday today? Mine was yesterday. I know a few other people who, my uncle on my father's side was also born on the same day. Yes, check it out. Again, if you like pesto, great stuff. But they've got a lot of great menus, items as well. So there you go. All right, let me take a look, see what's going on in the cameras here. This is where Divine Camera is, right here. There it is. No, not that. I don't know why I'm pushing all these weird buttons. There it is. This is the Divine. So this is the view that you're going to get, although kind of, because this is up on the roof. But this is the view that you're going to get from the patio at Divine Restaurant, where you can enjoy that amazing chicken. It's the chicken pesto. And then, of course, they've got the pasta and the chicken and the pesto sauce. Oh, it's so good. All right, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But this morning, you can see we got the overcast skies there this morning. A little bit of drizzle, but by the time we get into midday in the afternoon, we may start to see some breaks in those clouds, but still a chance for some passing sprinkles and light showers throughout the day. That's going to do it for us today, folks. Happy birthday to you, Chris. Oh, it's today. So yours is today, Krista. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me yesterday. And Susan also saying happy birthday to you as well. So happy birthdays all around from me and everyone who is watching. In the meantime, have yourselves a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will be off this weekend as usual. And Chase Wilson will be in for me throughout the weekend. He will be giving you an update 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening, just like I do. So keep checking in with Chase throughout the weekend for the latest on your forecast. And I will see you bright and early Monday morning right here on Coffee with Krueger. Have a great weekend.